This is your handover video for the Sky Lounger. So we'll start with the driver's side of the vehicle. I'm going to take you around and show you all the compartments and what they are for. So initially here we have the gas low system. So this is where you would top the gas up should you require it. We will provide you with a full tank on this vehicle, and then you just use away at it. Very simple to use, just a case of unplugging it there, and at a gas low station, just plug it in and pump it until it stops. You will probably need to Google where you're going if you are out for any length of time to see where your nearest gas low station will be. So just directly below that here you'll see a sticker that says wastewater disposal. So this will be the tap where you will drain out all your dirty water from your sink and shower. So whenever you're filling your freshwater tank, you will need to empty this one at the same time, and it is just a case of twisting and letting it drain out. This compartment here is freshwater refill. Okay, so as I said, we'll give you a full tank of fresh water. You will check on the indicator inside, you'll see it running low, and this is where you will top it up. There'll be a hose in the back of the van here for doing that. This compartment here then is your toilet cassette. It's a little key on your key ring, that will open all the outdoor compartments on the vehicle. Okay, so simple enough to use. Just lift the orange handle and gently pull it out. Okay, so to empty your tank then, there's a button here just to release any pressure inside. Twist, unscrew, and then you just empty the contents down the black water disposal at the campsite. So to clean the tank out then, you will need to pull this little flap forward, twist, and then you can rinse this out and just put some toilet chemical back into the tank with a little bit of water and just leave that there. So we do ask, just for health and safety reasons, that you clean this tank out for us on return. I know it's not a pleasant job, but it is very, very important, and you'll see some information here as well about that. Okay, next compartment then is your electric hookup point. So this is where, if you're in a campsite, then you will plug the vehicle in just to get your battery charged and use the electric on the site. Just a case of lifting up and plugging the cable in, and again you'll find the cable in the back of the vehicle. So the rear of the vehicle then, bike rack, and there's a rear view camera on this vehicle as well. So the bike rack, very, very simple to use. Just undo the strap, pull it forward, drop it down, and then these are all little ratchets. So you just push the red bit and the plastic cable will feed in and out there to secure your bike. And again, when you're finished, push it up, make sure it's secured in place, and then you can use the strap to tighten it back up again. If you are going to open the back doors on the van, please mind your head on the bike rack, okay? So passenger side of the vehicle then, we have the main door to get into the vehicle. So this is a sliding door. And just inside here then you will find your step, the button to control the step, okay? And the last flap on this side then will be the diesel refuel. So we'll give you a full tank of diesel. Whenever you are done, just return it back full again. And it is just the main vehicle key to open your fuel flap there. So just the front cab of the van, there's nothing overly complicated in here. It is just a standard Fiat van. So driver's door here, you have your buttons there to control your windows and the buttons to control the electric wing mirrors on the vehicle. Lights and indicators, and then just multifunction steering wheel. These vehicles are automatic, okay? So like any standard automatic, this will not move unless you've put your foot in the brake. So foot in the brake, button in and pull it down, and then put it back up into park when you're finished. The key will not come out of the ignition unless this vehicle is back in the park position, okay? Nighttime when you're going to bed, don't use the key to lock the vehicle. If you do that, you'll trigger internal sensors on the vehicle and the alarm will start screaming if you get up and move around. If you use the button just here on the dashboard, or there is one as well on the driver's door. Okay, head unit there is all multifunction, touch screen, and then you have USB ports here. You can charge your phone, and if you plug your phone into this, you should be able to access your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto on this touch screen there. The couple of these stickers here just with some important information on the vehicle and what to do before you drive off, speed limits, etc. And then your e-flow tag. Please leave that e-flow tag in this vehicle. It is registered to this vehicle only. Okay, so just the front end of the habitational section of the van, you have your little dining area here with movable table. Front two seats will spin as well, so you can sit 4 people at this table. Storage compartments up here, you will find a blue folder here with all the documentation to do with this vehicle. In that folder you'll also find the emergency contact sheet, so please make yourself aware of it. You'll also find an accident report form should you require it. There's a few other bits and pieces in here. Tire inflation kit, your first aid kit, fire blanket, high vis, and there's a warning triangle in there as well. So hopefully you'll never need them, but they're there if you do. Kitchen area then, you have your little sink and your gas cooker. Okay, so 3-ring gas cooker. If you are going to use the gas cooker, please don't close the glass down until it has cooled down or the glass will shatter. There's nothing overly complicated about the cooker. Just push and turn, and then the little pilot light there to get everything going. Okay, and the same with your oven and grill. Now your gas will not work unless it is switched on up here. Okay, so that is your main control panel there for the vehicle, and then you just turn your gas on. So if you can't get your cooker to light, just make sure everything's switched on here, and then we'll come back to that shortly. So at the rear end of the vehicle then, just sort of in the middle compartment here, we have your little fridge freezer. Okay, really good storage in there, all your bits and pieces. And again, at the back, you've plenty of storage in the little cupboards. Little lounge area. Okay, so there's a little bit of storage underneath these. Just push the buttons there, drop the front down, and you have some storage. So in here you will find your water hose and your electric hookup cable, and there will also be a UK 3-pin plug adapter if you need it, if you're charging at the house or anything. Okay, and this will also be the first bed in the vehicle. So very, very simple to make up, and I'll show you how that's done. So these two compartments, they just pull together in the middle. Okay, and then it is just a case of flipping your pads over so you're lying on the flat side. Okay, and that will just make up your double bed. So you will sleep across the vehicle then. Obviously flatten all these ones down as well, but just to give you an example, that would be your double bed at the back of the van. So again, a lot of people choose just to leave that as their double bed, and some people like to make it back up into their lounge area for during the day. So all our vehicles come with a TV, okay, and the remote control for the TV is normally kept in the closest cupboard to the television. All right, so depending on where you are, if you do go into the south of Ireland, you may need to go in and auto scan and retune the TV just to pick up the channels down there. Okay, light switches, etc. here, and there is a little freestanding table in there as well, so if it's a nice day then you can take it outside. A couple of USB ports and 3-pin plug sockets there as well. Bathroom, so you have your toilet and your shower. So the toilet does spin just to give you a little bit of extra foot space there. So to use the toilet, you need to open it first of all. Okay, so there's a little grey lever down the bottom here. Open that, do whatever you need to do. Flush the toilet and then close it. Okay, it's very important to keep that closed, especially whenever you are going to clean the tank out outside. If this is not closed, you will rip the top of the tank out, so just be very careful. But it is good practice to keep it closed whenever you're not using the toilet. It just stops any smells and stuff coming through. That is your little flush button there, and your shower then. So you have your sink here, your sink tap then becomes your shower head. Okay, so that just slots up in there, and then you have a shower curtain. And again, when you're done, it doesn't recoil itself, so you do need to feed it in. If at any stage you find you've no water coming out of this when it's pushed in here, just pull it back out and put it back in again, just in case it's got kinked. So just back up to the front of the vehicle, there are no front blinds attached to the vehicle, so they come with these thermal ones. Okay, they will be stored up here. Very, very simple to use, just out of the bag, and then there's little suckers there that stick to the window. So there's one for each door window, and then a big one there for the front window. And instead, they're just kept up in there. Blinds then on the back of the vehicle. Your blackout blinds for nighttime. You also have a fly screen there as well. Okay. Okay, the main control panel for this vehicle. Very, very simple to use. That's your main on-off button there. So as soon as you turn that on, you will see some lights within the van coming on. This one is your water pump. So if at any stage you find you've no water coming out of your taps or your toilet's not flushing, it's because you haven't switched your water pump on. Okay. These are just lights that you can turn off internally as well. And this one here is your little outside light for your step. This part here will be your friend while you're away. This is your main control levels. So this one's your battery and this one's your water, fresh water. So at the moment there, you can see the battery's virtually full. Okay, so as the days are going on, just keep a wee eye on it. If you are coming down into the orange section, you do need then to make arrangements to get into a campsite to get charged up again. You will get a little bit of charge off the solar panel and a little bit off driving, but the best way to keep your van charged if you want to go off grid for a couple of days is to get into a campsite and get fully charged. That's your fresh water. So you can see at the moment the freshwater tank is full. Again, as you see that coming down, you'll know at some stage you will need to get in and get filled up again, and at the same time drain out your dirty water from your waste disposal tank. And again, that's just another light switch. Gas, as we talked about earlier, for your cooker or your heating if you're off grid, turn it on. Okay, so you can see there, it's all green at the moment. Again, this will act as your indicator. So if you are running low, then you will need to go and get topped up somewhere. And then we'll move over to your heating and your hot water. So this is a very, very simple system to use. It's all motion sensitive. So if you run your hand in front of them, it'll waken them up. So we'll start with the hot water one, which is this one. So that's just like a winter mode. You can ignore that. This one here then is economical. And this one is hot. So normally I would just tell people to go straight to hot. So if you are off grid and you are planning on having a shower, first thing to do whenever you get up is come and put your hot water on. The tank will take probably about half an hour to 45 minutes to get you some hot water. So if you want to use it off the gas, you touch the flame. Initially it'll be blue, and then after a few moments it will go orange. And when it's orange, then you'll know that it is fully lit and it's heating. If you want to turn the gas off, touch the flame again. Same thing for the electric. If you're plugged into a campsite, you would use the electric. You would just hit the lightning bolt. Obviously, it's not going to work here at the moment because we're not plugged in. So once the lightning bolt is orange, then you know that the boiler has kicked in and is starting to heat. Okay, so again, gas heating, when it goes orange, it's working. And the same again for your electric. Turn that off. Heating works exactly the same way. So you've got a winter mode. At night time, if you find it is cool, you can just put it onto the little moon there. That's sort of runs at an ambient temperature during the night just to keep you nice and warm. And then you can go up to what I think is a positively tropical 30 odd degrees. Same thing again, heating. If you want to run it off the gas, touch the gas, blue, kicking in, orange, working. Or if you're using the electric at campsite, just touch the lightning bolt. If at any stage you find in here or in here a little red exclamation mark, it means the system's defaulted. It's just got confused as to where it's pulling its source from. These are your reset buttons at the bottom. So you just push and hold for a couple of seconds and that should clear. If it doesn't clear the first time, turn the gas on, try it again, turn it off. Again, if that fails, leave it for a couple of moments, let it settle down and go back and do it again and it will clear for you. While traveling, everything must be off in the back of the van. Okay, so the last part and the most fun part of the Sky Lounger is the pop-up roof in this vehicle. Very, very easy to use. So you will find belt buckle clips like this, just for extra security. Pop those off. Okay, and then you'll find this. This is just for coming down, but we'll show you that in a wee second. Next part to pop the roof is there's a switch here. Okay, you need to push that. You will hear it click and unlock. Now, if like me, you're not quite tall enough to push it up the whole way by yourself, we do have a push stick in the van. So you can start, as you can see, I can't reach. So this little stick here with the rubber foot, somewhere on the roof of the van, and then push nice and gently, and it will go up. Ladder then required to get into the van roof. You do need to dismantle this table, okay, because the ladder will not fit. So lift the table up and there's a little button here, push that in and then fold the leg up and then just lift the table off the rail. And normally I just leave it sitting against the wall there. And then your ladder. So the ladder has a short leg and a long leg, and you'll see why in a wee second. So we'll hook it in here and then it sits here. So one short leg, one long leg, and that is you up into the bed for the night. So there are zips up there, you will see. You can open it up for extra light. A really comfy bed. Okay, so just up in here, there are some lights up in the bed. Whenever we're putting the roof back down, you will see this little elastic strap. Obviously, you take that off whenever you're using it, okay? The reason for that strap is whenever you're pulling the roof down, it will pull the material in to help you. So this is the initial strap here to get things going. We're going to grab this and we're going to gently pull. The roof is heavy. So get it down a good part of the way. And the trick now is just to make sure your material is pulled in. So we don't want any of that caught outside, or else it'll not get a tight seal and the material will get torn. Okay, so again, down a wee bit further. Just make sure it's all pulled in. This isn't a process I would recommend rushing. Just take your time and make sure you've got it right. And then the last bit, bring it down, grab the handles and pull it down until it clicks in. So whenever you pull it down and click, you should not be able to lift that roof. That roof should be stuck in place. And that is you. Just in case, roll up your material, and then your little seatbelt straps are just for extra safety measures. And that is you. So your ladder then and the push-up bar, they'll be stored up in there out of the way.